Welcome back to Slothboxx. This is the second episode of the MMA show, joined with former mixed martial artist and now professional boxer Jack McGann. Jack, how you getting on, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I want to talk to you a little bit about yourself, though, before we talk about so much that's gone on in the world of MMA. But you've got a big fight next weekend, mate. Talk to us a little bit about how you're feeling.
I'm good, man. Well, as some people will know, I'm fighting Roberto Duran's son in Saudi Arabia.
What a sentence, mate.
In the Tyson Fury undercard. So yeah, it's gonna be special. But on the next episode, so this time 2 weeks, I'll be sitting here with good news after a big win, and I'll have be stuffing my face probably. But yeah, this is the last hard week of camping. All the work's been pretty much done up to now. I've got 2 spars left, and then we're away.
Well, let's get straight into it, mate, because like I said, there's so much to talk about. We're a bit spoilt for choice, but let's talk about those opponent changes. I mean, is there anyone better than the UFC in combat sports that do it better like this? I mean, the card looked great next at the weekend anyway, but the 2 lads that we'll talk about in a minute that they've brought in, the card for me, I'm more excited for it because there's more on the line with those 2 blokes coming in at like 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah, it's the only organisation that can do it. Anyone else, never mind losing both your fights. Anyone else in boxing, especially, if they lose one fight, they just shut the whole card down. They don't even continue the fight the card on and like bump up the co-main to the main. Well, sometimes they do, but I've seen plenty of times where they just forget the whole card.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, UFC have done this a good few times now, and it's like you said. Then it ends up being like even better. But
exactly.
I think at the point now where they always have somebody in reserves. And to be fair, it's not because of injuries. It's because they've had that many fuck ups on people missing weight. So they always get someone ready. Probably say we'll pay you this much if you thingy, if you do a camping and they're ready to make weight on weigh-in day as a replacement. And it's because of the weight. It's because of the times people have missed weight and fights have been off, or people have missed weight and then the fight's still on ahead and then they've ended up winning. They've had issues over weight cuts. So they have got people on reserve. I don't know whether that happens yet, but funnily enough, I don't know if you know, but Chael Shannon's like smashing it on YouTube at the minute. Have you seen any of his videos?
No, I haven't seen any of his videos.
I love listening to. I've always got YouTube on always, and I can listen to Chael Sonnen speak all day. He's just amazing. So it's just for that. But he's been saying for weeks, and for like 4 weeks, that fight, he said Charles Oliveira is not going to fight, and he was like pretty certain on that. But he was being that vocal on Costa and Chimaev not happening. He would have bet his fucking house on it. He would have bet his house on it. And then he sat there the other day when it all came out and went, told you.
How was he so certain that it wasn't going to happen?
I think the Charles thing was, he said he just didn't want to fight Islam.
Yeah, because what I've read about Oliveira, that he's got a cut, but you're saying that Chael Sonnen's been calling it for weeks.
Yeah, I think, no, to be fair, I think he got lucky with that one because the cut he got was a big nasty thing. But the Costa and thing, you want it again, but I don't know, he just called it. Maybe it was potluck on both sides, but it's just funny how it all worked out. And I think that the better fight because of it, because you've got like Volk coming in, and you must stay ready all the time. And when I imagine, I've never been in this position, but it's like when Bisping fought Rockhold, it's like you're stepping in to fight for the world title and you've got nothing to lose, because if anything goes wrong and you get beat, it's like, well, what do you expect? I'll come in and save the show.
Exactly.
And the other guy, there must be a part of it where he's going, oh, he's only stepping in late. I'm gonna batter him. So there's all them moving parts, and I think that makes for the upsets that can happen.
Well, you said a minute ago that they've got the reserves ready. Let's talk about the first reserve. We spoke about Oliveira having to pull out against Makachev. Well, he's been replaced by Volkanovski. I mean, as far as reserves go, you don't get much better than that. Talk to
I
me
don't I
about
don't think
how you think
I
that
don't
fight
think
goes.
I don't think he was a reserve. I think
Mm,
it probably would have been someone like Gaethje or someone. I don't know who it was. I just know they've always got someone
yeah.
who they can thingy. But I think that the story's there for the rematch of the pair of them,
Mm,
and they've obviously getting paid a lot of money to jump at it. But no, I don't know. It depends. The first fight was good, was really good, and it's just like what I just think that Volkanovski's like such a special person, and
he is.
he's so strong mentally. He's just a beast. So he could come in and just steam it, or you might get just it might just be the shit that it might be round number 6 of the last fight and just start where the last one left off. Do you know
Mm,
what I mean? So I think that maybe that's probably it's probably going to be really similar to the last one because they have only got 2 weeks to prepare for each other. It's not like they can make a game plan and go, we're doing
yeah.
this, we're doing that. I don't know, but then the other side of it is, I've had this, so when you never had an opponent change like that, but I've had it where whatever you do in the camp is like you'll do in the fight because it's been getting drilled into you for weeks. So I fought someone once, and we thought it was going to be a striking match. Done in MMA obviously.
Yeah.
We done the whole camp for getting ready for the striker, and we got in there. I hit the lad with a big jab and rocked his world, and then he just turned to a wrestler, and I just couldn't switch off to this. It was just it threw me off so much because I'd
Mm,
done so much. I was getting ready for a completely different fight. Now I'm not saying that'll happen with these, and obviously these are at a much higher level than wherever I got to, but these are world level. But maybe I don't know if you've been drilling for someone as specific as like um as as Charles, where you're like, oh well, when he moved, and especially when you fought him before,
yeah.
they could look back at the fight and go, okay, well when every time we got up to the floor, he gets up this way, and you can get that choke there, or you could take this, you can take that, and maybe where they've been drilling stuff like that in certain scenarios, you just won't be able to help just following his training. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
But we don't know. But I just think one of the intriguing things is it's just fucking. We'll just see what we have to just see what happens. We'll just see. You know what I mean?
mm.
We'll just see. Because
Well,
it's like when Bishop beat Rockhold, no one thought that was gonna happen. So you just don't know. And if there's one place in this world where you get crazy turnouts, it's the UFC. That's before
exactly,
you
mate.
put a big, that's before you put a big crazy spin on it, changing opponents and everything else for 2 weeks. It's just funny. It's just funny how it was like the same day, both of them. It
Yeah,
wasn't like
exactly.
it wasn't like we lost the main event last week and now the co-main event's gone. It was literally it was like the decision was made at the same time.
Mm. Well, let's talk about that next one. I mean, if you're if you've been following the news, we all know it's Kamaru Usman. I mean, usually at welterweight, stepping up to middleweight, that's a £15 difference. Um, Firstly, how do you think that Chimaev's gonna? How do you think he's gonna react to that? Because Paulo Costa's good enough as himself, but Kamaru Usman, a UFC legend, stepping into the ring on 10 days' notice. What sort of Usman are we going to see in there, and how do you think that Chimaev's going to react to that?
It's an awkward because Usman in his last fight to get with Leon Edwards, I think Leon beat him over 5 rounds and it was a different Usman. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
I think he's been a different man since the knockout, the head kick that Leon got him with.
mm,
It was as if in the last one he was just so terrified of that head kick
yeah,
coming and that head kick coming, and just not terrified, but it made him hesitate just for that 1 second, and that's what sort of it was a close fight, but that sort of got in the way. But as I said, it's like with coming in 10 days notice, whatever it is, 2 weeks, or that they can throw caution to the wind because they're like, well, I'm not asked what happens because to an extent because I might as well go for it because I've got me, not my excuse, but I've got me. Everyone will just understand. Everyone will get it. I've come in late. I've come in late. It's not really a fair go. You know what I mean? So, having said that, I think Chimaev, he's done it. I don't know how many times, a couple of times, but where he just gets old, yeah, and just mauls you on the floor with that. Is he from Dagestan, Chimaev?
I think so, yeah.
With that Dagestani style, and um, Usman's got like he might. I don't know whether it's in the UFC, but in the welterweight division, he's got like the best on the stats, the best takedown defense. Like it could be crazy high. He takes down. He defends like 90% takedowns that get put against him. So that'll be a real interesting one. It might be like one of them fights where you've got two wrestlers and the wrestling cancel each other
Yeah.
out and they end up striking for the full fight, which happens a lot. But they're only both of them are 3 rounds, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or is it that one? 3 rounds, isn't it? It's not 5.
I can't remember.
Okay, I think theirs is 3 rounds, but Volk's and Islam's is 5.
5, yeah.
For the belt. So yeah, I just think it's going to be so interesting to see.
But say they go in there, and one of them, whether it's Chimaev or Usman, just batters them just for the full fight. Does the winner of that fight then have a rightful claim to say, "Well, I want to fight Strickland for the title"? Would that be a rightful thing to say, or is that a bit out of reach?
Yeah, it's not their fault, is it?
Mm.
If it was me and I was fighting someone and it was meant to be this fight that you push on to a world title and it's really and it's like really significant, and the other kid pulls out and I win my fight and I perform on my skin, and then I'd be sitting there imagining going, well, this version of me would have beat that guy anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's not fair. Do you know what I mean? So I think with the opponent that I stepped in, maybe if it was someone a bit less who was thingy, then yeah, but not with Usman and not. He deserved to push on, and Usman's fought Strickland before, so there's another funny the world works. It's just another page to the story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I want to move on from them a little bit and talk about this whole thing that's going on with USADA at the minute. I mean, it was announced, I think, a week or two ago that Conor McGregor was back in the testing pool. And then I can't remember how close it was after that, but USADA then said that when our contract's up at the end of the year, so from January 2024, we won't be working with the UFC. Firstly, What are your opinions on it? Because it just seems a bit messy at the minute.
Well, I've listened to a few things and I can't get my head around it. Me, it's like USADA are blaming the situation with Conor. So obviously with USADA you need 6 months in the testing pool before you with like so many, maybe 2 or 3 negative tests before you're eligible to compete, but not a day before.
Yeah.
So that's the policy, and they were making out like UFC were gonna make an exemption for Conor, and that's why they pulled out. But then UFC have said, I've seen somewhere that the UFC have said we'd never do that. So I don't know what's going on. A big part of it though, USADA get so much money from the UFC. It must be like a good percentage of their yearly income that they're missing out on. So I don't get why they do that. Why would you cut? Why would you cut the hand off your biggest feeder and
Exactly.
for nothing? And so I just think it is really messy. I can't really see the bottom of it, but they'll have to. I just don't know who they move on to, because obviously they've got to let someone step in, otherwise everyone will end up back on fucking testosterone replacement therapy and they'll all be monsters again, unless they want to just do that and let it be a bit more entertaining. But
Fucking hell.
just let everyone fight each other on gear. just being machines. No, I just don't get it. Fucking, it's a weird one, but I've got him yet. I don't know why. I might be wrong, but I'm sure for UFC one, for UFC 100, because Brock Lesnar fought on it. I think he fought Mark Hunt, maybe. They let him. They let him in. They let him fight, and without doing the 6 months,
Yeah,
and and then he come back and has a positive test. I'm sure. Even though it was years ago, I'm pretty sure that happens. So maybe that's why they're so thingy on it. But I don't know. I don't know what to believe. It's not really fucking. It's not clear. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
exactly. And that was the point I was going to make. I said it straight away. It's messy, and that's because it is messy. No one's come out and really made a clear statement on what's happening next or what the real reason is. And UFC haven't really been specific about their points. But coming back to the whole McGregor thing, I mean, there's so much controversy. I mean, he uploads a picture on Instagram and everyone's in the comments like, juiced up, this and that, this and that. So, as the UFC as a brand, I don't think now, in this day and age, that they would make an exception for Conor McGregor. I mean, he's got a couple fights left in him, so from a business point of view, why would you want to taint that opportunity when you could wait the 6 months and get the full amount from McGregor,
you know,
just purely from a business point of view? But there's just too much on the line.
I know. I've just looked at quick, and he got a year suspension, and he got like $250,000 fine. But because I just looked, I don't think USADA was in play then.
Yeah,
But yeah, I got that wrong. But I got it right and wrong. But yeah, I think with the McGregor thing, I don't know. I think well, what's 6 months from now? November, May.
yeah,
Call it, yeah, May. So I don't know. I think they just need to get him going. But McGregor's 35, and it's just how many fights you get out of him.
that's what I mean.
Maybe, but I'm sure that like UFC 300 is like happening in March or April or something like that.
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
And obviously, like with the 100 shows, 100, 200 was massive, and he put um millions into it. They need the biggest fights. They need the biggest names. So I think that they'll want him for that,
Yeah,
and and that's where it comes to. But I don't know, because it's like they're waiting on him to fight Chandler, but Chandler, as much as McGregor's not fighting, Chandler's not fighting either.
mm.
Because what if he goes and fights someone, and he'll get given a top guy because he's cream of the crop, and then he gets beaten and he's lost the McGregor fight where he'll probably make 3 times as much you would what you would on the other ones.
Mm. It's
So
just
I think it's just weird.
an awful situation from all perspectives, from USADA's perspective, UFC's perspective, McGregor, Chandler. It's just that's the only word, mate. It's fucking, it's messy.
I know, and I just don't know. Don't know. It just doesn't make sense that they that USADA would let go of UFC for how
Mm,
much money that they get. But it's like, I just hate situations where it's just not clear what's going on.
mm.
I'm not asked who's right or wrong. Just let me see who. Let me judge it myself instead of all. I've got to go and read 50 articles and listen to 10 different people and read what. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I know
it's
exactly what
hard
you
enough
mean.
search. It's hard enough searching anything anyway with the way everyone clickbaits titles of
Exactly.
stories. Just tell me. So I don't know, but I want. I'm getting to the point where like I just want McGregor to fight anyway,
Mm.
and
Just fucking chuck him in there. It don't matter.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just let him have a go. But I just can't get my head around the way. I don't know,
Mm.
because even though UFC's got so many stars coming through now, and guys who I sort of it got to a point where I was like, oh, I'm not. I wasn't really bothered with UFC, and I stopped watching it for a bit, and had a bit of a break. But now there is guys out. If when I know they're fighting, I'll be like, oh well, he's on. I'll make sure to watch it or whatever. But I think McGregor's only got. I don't think he'll have many more. I don't think he's gonna want a
Yeah.
title run. Do you know what I mean? So it's just who does he fight? It's like
He's
And
got the
then
same pull in UFC as like Joshua. I mean, there's so many questions around Joshua in boxing, like is he finished? But then when he does fight, there's millions watching each time, so it don't really matter on almost the stage of their career. It's just the name in it, so people are just ready to tune in.
yeah, but I also think that the way UFC's grown, it doesn't like necessarily, and he's been gone that long. It doesn't necessarily
Yeah, don't need him.
need
It's grown without
it
him.
doesn't need him. It's grown enough, so they could get by. If they use like Sugar Sean and Adesanya, if they do them two pretty close together, well, they'll probably make it the same as they would on a McGregor bill. And then another part of it is like the Ultimate Fighter, the show isn't as big as what it used to be.
Yeah,
So like the weight of the coach's fight at the end is not the same as it used to be. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause no one's asked you with the Ultimate Fighter no more, really. I think that's probably because it's a bit easier to get a UFC contract now.
yeah, mm,
Because it's like they've got the Dana White Contender Series where you can win a contract off that. So if you can win one off that way, you just get selected. And I'm sure you've only got to win one. You've got to win that night and look good, and you can get a contract, or go and live in an outfit with a load of fellas and fight every week. And so get I think don't know. I want to see McGregor fight Chandler, but I also I also need people to be clean in sports. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So selfishly, I could say yeah, do it, but that doesn't set a good precedent for everyone else. You know what I
Mm.
mean? A good standard.
Well,
So
moving on from McGregor for a little bit, you mentioned his name. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Adesanya. It come out, I think he did. It was either an interview or a statement he made, but he said it that we won't see him for a while, and he needs to take care of his mind and his body for a bit. So it looks like, well, like you said, we're not going to see him for a year or so. So what do you think to that? What do you think's the reasoning behind it? I mean, he lost pretty heavy. Well, he didn't really look too good last time out. So what do you think's going on there?
no, I think that being putting all that pressure on, having all that pressure on you
Mm,
all the time must be hard. And then especially if you look at his fights with like um Pereira and you get knocked out and you come back and knock him out. The ups and downs that he's had are so massive.
yeah,
And then you got Strickland who everyone thought he was going to just run through, and he didn't have a look in the fight for 1 second. He got beat every single round.
mm,
That's taking nothing away from Strickland, but um, Strickland was amazing. Strickland was really good, and Adesanya was like a shell of himself. But then you put on top of that with the he got suspended from driving. He got banned from driving for a year. Did you know that?
no, I had no idea.
Well, yeah, he got banned from driving for drink driving, and when you look at the dates, it was like 3 weeks or 2 weeks before the fight with Strickland. And it was only a bit. It was only a bit. It was like the equivalent to like probably a couple of glasses of wine. He was
Yeah,
like just over, but still, like I haven't been out for the food. I'm fighting now. Like, I haven't been out for food for like 8 weeks.
fucking hell.
Like,
It's the
never
sacrifices
mind.
that you're
So
making.
but that's going out for meals. Never mind. I don't know when the
Yeah,
last time I had a drink was. Do you know what I mean? So
mm,
if you're going to this big fight where you're getting paid millions and whatever, and you're drinking it, and then you put on top of, well, if you're sitting in just a restaurant, what if people see you having a glass of wine,
yeah,
even if it is like, do you know what I mean? So maybe his head's just been shocker, and that's why he didn't perform the best, and he is just sick of. Not sick of it, but maybe he's just sick of all the pressure and
yeah,
sick of his life at the minute, and he just needs a little break just to fix his mind a little bit. But if he needs it, he needs it. Plus, him saying yeah, he could turn around in 2 weeks, you're right and red, you know. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So you don't know, but I think for him to even put it out there, I don't think he'll fight till the end of next year, something like that,
Mm,
and let middleweight division reset a little bit.
Exactly, and that's what I was about to say. From the outside looking in, it almost looks like he needs a bit of a reset. I mean, even after the loss, there was no real outrage. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just still, he accepted it. And I know good sportsmen do, and you say stuff like that, but looking at him and his personality, well, at least publicly anyway, I didn't expect such a passive reaction, if that makes any sense.
I know. Well, I think that like maybe because the way he got beat was just like he did just get
He didn't have a
out.
look in.
No, but for 5 rounds,
Yeah,
and what can you say to that? It's not like he got caught with something, or he got caught, or he made a mistake on the floor and got caught in a sub, or or got rocked, and then I don't know. It wasn't like a finish, so it was like for 25 minutes, some fella just battered you.
yeah,
So what can you
yeah. What do
what
you
can you
say to
say
that?
apart from apart from I don't know. Let's do it again. Let's run it straight back. You didn't say that.
And
Maybe
that's
yeah,
what I
you're
mean.
right.
That's what I expected. Like, I think that's what the UFC, well, anyone that watched the fight and knows him and all fans of him, I think that's what everyone expected. But like you say, he didn't say that. It never came.
And it's like yeah, and it's like even when he put the statements out saying I'm not coming back for a bit. I imagine whenever you're putting something out there like that, you think about every word that you're writing, and
Mm.
it wasn't like even it doesn't take much to put. I'm coming back to win my title or to fix my mistakes. Or it was just like it was just really like I'm stepping away for a bit.
Mm.
Don't speak to me.
Yeah.
My phone's off. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I don't know. He's obviously got stuff going on, but um, I hope he can get it sorted and then get back to what he needs to. And maybe the only thing that'll do it is time away. But like it must be hard if he's voluntarily said I'm stepping away for a bit and he's watching people fight for his title and
Yeah.
whatever. Then I imagine that'll rev him up a little bit and kickstart things. But yeah, I think the Usman and Chimaev fight is a if Usman can win that, it's amazing anyway because he stepped in late and then he gets to have the rematch with Strickland. And they get to fight again. But then I'd be happy to see Chimaev go and have a go as well. So more so to see how Strickland deals with him.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Because he's now in that
'cause
position where no matter who he fights now, it's going to be the best of the rest, isn't it?
yeah, and he's such a character. I love him.
Mm.
Me,
Well,
he might
that's
be might be a bit of a nightmare for the marketing campaign, but I reckon he's funny.
me too, mate. I can't help it. Some of the things he says,
Yeah,
you laugh at him or you think, why on earth have you said that? Like,
yeah. No,
like
but
on TikTok and shit
he's
like that
that
with the
like
little clips.
no, no. He started the post press conference after he just won the title. He was like going on about like he's autistic and he was saying the belt doesn't mean nothing to me and just like so the stuff he was saying straight away was just he leaned that much into it.
Mm.
I actually like he goes past the point of you're a dickhead. I actually like it. You know what I mean?
Like, it seems authentic and real rather than just some
Yeah.
bollocks you see after a fight. Like, oh, I've
I
worked so
know.
hard for this. It was,
He's
but
fucking he's on the bend.
but yeah. Last point I want to talk about is the what you call it fight, the shit that happened at the weekend, specifically between Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis. I mean, I don't want to say anything right now. I just want to get your thoughts on that fight.
Well, yeah, I watched it like the rest of the world.
Mm.
Like there was even people in the shop by ours who were talking about it before it. Like you're watching the fight tonight, you don't even get that. When Canelo fought Charlo the other week,
Yeah,
both undisputed, you don't get that. So and that Manchester Arena was packed,
it was from
absolutely
like
sold
the
out, pa-
undercard,
packed.
like the
So
start of the undercard.
I know from early. So
Yeah.
you just don't see that, and it's like a few things they do right. The production
Mm.
is massive. I mean more so. when you get there, like even the light show that they do, and the lights that are up and all the screens and the entrances and all them little things make up for the experience when you're there. So even if the fights are bad, you go, well, that was a laugh, wasn't it? As
Yeah,
long as
exactly.
like the music goes and the show's good and you're having a bevy, you next time it comes up, you go, yeah, let's go back. So
Exactly.
because it's not so much like, and them lads do a great show selling the fight,
Yeah.
and then you put that on top of most of them because they are influencers. They've got like millions of followers anyway. So even without them doing anything, you'd get loads coming. But like that's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. I want to
Because
talk to.
you can have shows like that. You can have shows in the MEM with top fights on, and you wouldn't get it packed out like that.
No.
I've been in the venues before where they've got a curtain up halfway around it, and because they haven't sold any of it out. But as far as the fights go, with that like sometimes I always say this like they're like white collar fights. Sometimes I'm like they're like quite often some of the best fights that you see because they're not good enough where they can like hurt each other and they're not being too careful. And as long as they're a big game, but they are good enough where like
Yeah.
they half know what they're doing. It's like watching a boss straighten it. Do you know what
It
I
is.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And it
Like
just
watching a
doesn't
boss
stop for
three fight,
ages. Yeah.
and it just doesn't stop until you get a good couple of minutes till they're both blowing out their arse, and then just turns into what it turns into. Then, but yes, sometimes they like that salt pap you got knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like the perfect kind of balance. You know what I mean?
Mm. Talk to me a little bit about Dennis, though. I mean, there was so much build up with him. He sold it so well. The shit with Logan Paul's fiance and that, and then he gets in there, barely throws a punch, and then now after the fight, he's claiming that he got like a moral victory. Like, I just, what did you think to Dennis?
He's just a keyboard warrior, isn't he?
Yeah.
Really, a very good one who plays a massive part in. Logan Paul should thank him really. I know he made the show of him with his beard and that,
Mm.
but still, like if it wasn't for him, that fight wouldn't have been as big as what it was with everyone watching. But like, I say to people, it's like with the fight when you're watching it, because when Jake Paul fought Tommy Fury, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe we've been out often,
Mm.
and this isn't the best, and it's a main event, and
Yeah.
um, um all the fights that were on it. But so with this one, I was like, with KSI, no, with Dylan and Logan Paul, I was like, um, I knew exactly what we were going to get before we get into it.
Yeah.
And even before I was watching it going, I bet you he kicks him, or I bet you he's going to pull
Exactly.
guard, or
Mm.
he's just not asked. He's like, he was just there to. He probably made sure in his contract he was like, if I get disqualified, I'm still. Actually, I said at one point I was like, I bet you he's going to do something. I bet you he's going to choke him or do something
Mm.
and hurt him, and then get disqualified, and then he can say, "Yeah, you never beat me."
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. There's no loss on his record.
Yeah, but like I just think he was always going to do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave it for this episode, mate. I mean, this time in 2 weeks, fingers crossed, you'll be saying you've beat Roberto Duran's son on a Tyson Fury undercard. I mean, there's a lot that's gonna happen over the next couple of weeks, mate.
I am. Well, yeah, I am. That's it. I'm going to be sitting here in 2 weeks' time. I'll be sitting here a very happy man, and I'll have a load of scram around me hopefully. Well,
Well,
I'll have a load of food around me regardless, um, but yeah, and I'll look a bit less smackheady.
yeah, spaghetti. But anyway,
Yeah.
right, let's leave it there. I've been Lynden Dixon. He's been Jack McGann, and we will see you on the next one.